Hey there, welcome back to UKSM 17. Sorry for the short delay, we were just setting up some of the PS2 stuff. Who would have known PS2s would be so difficult to set up? But we're here now, and we are here with Kyutora on Digimon World. Any percent, would you like to introduce yourself in the run?
Sure, yeah. My name's Kyutora. I run Digimon World. I've got on the couch, I've got Draco Den, who just did a SA2B run, and I've got Factories Far Away. So I guess we can go?
Not quite.
No?
We're just... are you good?
Okay,
we are... Do you want to give us a countdown? Do you want us to give you a countdown?
1 sec, like, I need to just set this up quickly. Sorry, like, runtime starts, like, after this, like, text.
Wow, that guy looks old.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Do you have an estimation for how old he is?
Well, during, like, the game's, like, kind of story, it takes place over, like, 100 years. But,
He's
like,
really old.
Yeah, so he's been there a while. But, like, that's 100, like, Digimon years or whatever, which is, like, a minute. So, in reality, he's probably, like... I don't know, like half an hour
you gonna
old.
Give us a countdown then?
Sure. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so as I stated, my name is Kyutora. This is Digimon World. Basically, this game is a Tamagotchi meets RPG. So essentially, you get a Digimon. Here I've got Agumon. You can actually get Gabumon as well, depending on the questions that you answer from Digimon. Gabumon sucks. Like, I like it as a Digimon, but it sucks in this game. It starts with Sonic Jab, which is a terrible move. It's physical contact, whereas Agumon gets Spitfire, which is ranged. And also, stat growths are different, and starting stats are different. So Gabumon actually gets less offense, and speed actually as well. And those are like basically the only two stats that really matter in this game. HP matters a little bit, but not really. So straight off the bat with this run, it starts off pretty difficult, to be honest. So this is just like story. Basically, the Digimon have gone away from the city. They're brainwashed by Analog Man. Basically, we need to go and get them back. So right here, I'm gonna re-enter. I actually didn't know this when I first played the game casually, and you can apparently get items from Pokemon, like some starting items. So right away, I'm gonna go and train, and this is called slots training. I'm gonna let Draco do this while I focus. So explain this while I focus. So
yeah. So essentially, what's happening here is RNG manipulation. Kyutora just mentioned that the only stats we really worry about in the run are offense and speed, and we're gonna boost those like massively. So what he's currently doing is bonus training by using the bonus slot reels. And the objective with these is to land the 3 golden poop symbols, which gives you, I believe, a times 10 bonus to the normal stat up you would get. But yeah, these are difficult. You cannot brute force these reels.
Yeah. So each one's 4 frames. It's a 20 FPS game, so 4 frames isn't actually that much. But there's 27 inputs, and if you miss one, you have to reset because of RNG manipulation. If this goes horribly, I do have a backup save, which is like a bit far into the manipulations because there's so many things that you have to set up. It's just not feasible to like carry on a run after you like mess something up. But I'm gonna load a save so we don't have to go through Digimon's text and everything again. So I got a backup save here. So I'm gonna have to reset every time this happens. Hopefully it won't happen too often.
So this will not affect the RNG seed that you have because that's dictated by the actions that you take once in the bonus area, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So basically the game, when you reload the game, it starts on the default RNG every single time, regardless of whether you start a new game, you load the same, like your save game. So here I let him like catch up, which advances the RNG by 1. And we're gonna go again.
Okay.
So we're basically on the same RNG that we were.
So Kyutora is also using different actions, such as praising or scolding the Digimon or feeding items. This advances the RNG differently and basically gives you an RNG value that you can win the bonus slots with. Because as I mentioned, you can't brute force the bonus slots. If you don't have the correct RNG value, you can time the press to land on the golden poop perfectly, and it will just move past the golden poop, it won't give you it. So the purpose of this is so that you can win the bonus games at all. And there are 9 rounds of bonus slots that we're trying to get here. 7 offense games and 2 speed games. So
Interesting. I don't know if this is right.
So there's really all we can do is just hope this is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I've been getting this recently. So after you feed the meat, Agumon will occasionally do like a happy dance, and for some reason what was meant to happen there was he was meant to walk towards me, and for some reason he just did that. I'm not really sure why. This happened occasionally. I think it might be to do with like when you feed the meat, if you like hit on the first frame, it like doesn't actually play the animation, so it'll play it the next opportunity it can. I assume that's what's happening anyway. I have no idea.
So in other words, you were too optimal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that happens a lot with this game. If you hit on like the first frame possible, it actually messes you up. It's really dumb.
So third try lucky, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's worth noting as well that for each of the bonus games, the timing is not the same for each of them. So not only are you trying to learn the timing for hitting the bonus reels themselves, it's a different set of timing for each one as well. Some of them are spaced out apart and some of them are clustered together very closely. So
Yeah.
you need to remember which is which on top of everything else.
Oh, it's weighed like a tiny bit. Alright, he's not doing the dance now. We should be good.
Okay. So again, we use these particular actions to advance the RNG in a specific manner. This sets it up so that we can hit this next bonus game. Movement, again, does the same thing.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, so slots like 4 and 5 you have to mash, and with input delay it's kind of difficult, but you know, we'll try and persevere. Should be fine, hopefully. But
I've had my own experience with mashing inputs in this game being difficult despite the frame rate being relatively low.
yeah, this game, like, mashing is weird. Like, I don't think it, like, functions properly, to be honest. I think, like, it's almost like if you kind of are too fast with mashing, it assumes that you're holding the button, and, like, it just doesn't do anything. It's really dumb. Now, wait.
This is absolutely well worth it though, because I want to say the final result of this is you'll have 600 and something offense and 180 speed, is it?
640 offense and 370
Yeah,
speed.
that's a lot. Okay, going good.
I think the first time I messed up, I actually could have fixed it, but kind of panicked. Sketchy. That's not how that was meant to go, but that's fine.
Backup strats.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should be 2 more offense games, right?
Yep. Oh no. that would have been bad. Oh, what the hell happened there?
Okay, so that's all the offense games done. So now
2
just
more
need
speed.
2 speed reels, and then we've got to run.
1 more.
I'd say it.
Finally. Alright. I'll take it. Alright, so we can begin the run now. Yay! We won't have to see that gym again. Don't worry. Thank God. So, I'll wave it. Oh. So, first fight, Agumon. It's actually the only unskippable fight in the game. All the other fights you can, like, choose to do or not. That's good, it's actually the right fight. Sometimes, like, it's so rare, but sometimes you just won't get the right fight. It's really dumb. I have no idea what causes it, either. Whether it's, like, a mistake on my end, or just the game being the game. Like, I don't know.
Could be anything to do with how fast you advance the text.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think so. I think that, like, you can, like, leave on a text box forever and the RNG shouldn't advance, but I don't know, there's weird stuff about this game. Like, I think if you pause for a bit, then it kind of messes some stuff up. It's really dumb. So we're just going to ignore that. We don't need that small recovery. So I should probably go into why we're using the Japanese version, actually. So after that fight, you saw there, we got the small recovery. Well, I mean, it was at the bottom of the fight. You know, it showed that we won a small recovery from Agumon. And you saw there, it just showed the message. So in the NTSC-U version, it actually scrolls that message. So that actually saves a little bit of time. However, like, there's some different. I'm gonna explain during the Kunamon fight. Shouts to Sparty, by the way. He found this setup that makes Kunamon consistent. This actually eluded us for quite a while. So we need to. We have one bit of meat left, and we're gonna feed it to him. We actually have to wait for him to finish, just so this can actually be a consistent fight. I'm gonna take some water quickly. You kind of do nothing for this, like, for these fights. You don't have any sort of, like, actions. You'll feed, like, items at the end to advance RNG to be more favourable. But as I was saying, Japanese. So, there's, like, two differences with the Japanese versions compared to the NTSC-U version. One of them's present in PAL, one of them isn't. I don't know why. But the PALs are more akin to the Japanese version than the US. But basically, you actually poop twice as much in the Japanese version, which is actually slower, but because of how short this run is in terms of in-game, like, days, it doesn't matter. Another thing is, or that basically, like, the text here, so you see there, it says I've got an MP4P, and I also got injured. So that text would have scrolled, I think it's like one character a frame or something, which is pretty slow. It takes about a second each message, roughly. But basically, Agumon in the Japanese version has 100 extra HP, so that makes it slightly slower as well. But what happens is the RNG advances so much during fights, based on, like, what techniques you have, or what techniques are being used, what particle effects are on screen, because each particle effect advances the RNG a load during, like, each frame, so it just advances it so much. So you actually get a different set of manipulations, and when I was, like, routing this, Japanese just found to be way more favourable, and you'll see why here. Because that Kunamon fight, like, I mean, it was manipulated, but it's not that great. So you'd be thinking, like, why would you manipulate, you know, a mediocre fight? But you'll see why for the next 3 fights now, why we do it. So I should actually explain what each Digimon does. So Agumon opens up a bank, we're not going to use that. Kunamon actually makes a shortcut to the town. So the town's actually, there's like a bush to the left of that screen, which you wouldn't be able to cross if you hadn't recruited Kunamon. So it basically creates a shortcut. So we're fighting the Tsukaimon now, and basically, rip. Yeah, we just get it killed instantly. This is intentional, obviously, like, I'm not, you know, doing this for fun. But basically, here we have a Death Digivolution. There's a few Death Digivolutions in the game, and we are getting Bakumon. This game was made way before the anime, so unfortunately no Greymon, sorry. If you want to see a Greymon run, watch SGDQ 2015. There was a Digimon World run there, which used Greymon. So yeah, we get sent back. I also moved my items around, so I had the bandages in slot 3. Because when you die, you lose random items. Obviously that's manipulated, so we lose bandages because they're pointless. They sell for like nothing, and they just waste like inventory space. So yeah, back them on. Usually that's 10% chance to happen. So
just any time you die, isn't it?
yeah, anytime you die with a rookie, yeah, for Bakamon, because Bakamon's champion level and Agumon is rookie. There's other ones like if you've got a Kokatorimon, which is a champion, if you die, there's I think, is it 50% chance? It's either 10 or 50. I think it might be quite a bit higher, and it's 50. But there's a chance that you'll get Phoenixmon, because obviously you die, resurrected as a Phoenix. Same with Angemon. Angemon is a weird one, because when you die with Angemon, you get Devimon. So we're going to get our revenge on Tsukaimon. But yeah, when you die, you get Devimon, even though they're both champion levels. It's kind of weird. So yeah, we're getting our revenge on Tsukaimon. You know, we're bigger, better, stronger than ever.
There's a couple of specific reasons to opt for Bakamon over anything else as well. I mean,
Yes.
for one thing, it's just a quick option since we can take the death and force the Digivolution, which is just fast. Bakamon also has access to a couple of important moves.
Yeah.
Which first one we're getting here.
Yes, so this move that we're getting here, you see at the bottom here, is called Spinning Shot in English. It's a sort of AoE attack, it kind of is. Basically it shoots out 3 wind blasts and like 2 snake around the middle. So we're going to get rid of Static Elect and put that on, which was the move that we were using. We got that with Bakamon. So Spinning Shot's used for 3 fights in the game. 3 fights. And we're going to use it to actually get our second technique, which is way more important and way cooler. But yeah, so yeah, Jake was saying why we use Bakamon. This was a route change that Sparcy, yeah, big player in the Digimon scene, has made around for like a year. But back in the day, he was basically like the grandfather. Well, I wouldn't say grandfather. He's fairly recent in terms of some runners, but he's done so much for this game. It's like ridiculous. And essentially, he made a route that involved like not going to Drill Tunnel at all. So this has been like kind of theorized for a while, but essentially what this means is that we don't have to train. Like we used to have to like train for like 3 days to get Bergermon. Also, we're getting a Bakamon here. Common myth is that you can actually understand what this Bakamon says. I mean, this is in English. I don't know what he's saying in Japanese either. But if you've got your own Bakamon, you can understand what he says. That's not true. He just spouts gibberish, and you just say yes, yes, no, and you get a recruitment. It's like easiest recruitment in the game. Well, actually, no,
have a
Batemon
donation
but
if you've
it's
got time.
really easy. Huh?
We've got a donation if you've got
Yeah,
time.
go for it.
So we have a donation from K Hearts.
Nice.
It's a £10 donation. Says goes to Kyutora doing Greymon run. So good luck, yeah, Kyutora.
Very
Yeah.
hard to go work on next order.
Yeah. What's he doing?
Absolutely nothing. Waste of space.
Oh, shots.
Kyutora also mentioned before about getting recruitment of the Digimon that we're getting. The main objective of this game is that you mentioned that all the Digimon have left the city and been brainwashed by Analog Man. To complete the game, we basically need to get to Mount Infinity and stop Analog Man. In order to do that, we need to build 50 prosperity points,
Yeah.
which we gain by recruiting Digimon. For every rookie Digimon, it's 1 prosperity point. For each champion Digimon, it's 2 prosperity points. And for each ultimate Digimon, it's 3 prosperity points.
Yeah.
And we need 50 to be able to reach Mount Infinity.
Yeah. The only exception to that is the trash Digimon, which are all champions, but you only get 1 prosperity. There's a 100 prosperity category, there's 100 prosperity points in total. The world record holder for that is Raikou. He's also a world record holder for any percent. He's done quite a lot for this game. He's a good runner, check him out. Also got a donation from K Hearts. If you can, just like spam in chat or spam him with Twitch messages or Twitter messages, I don't know. Just spam him when Digimon World 3. That's not good. This is a catch up. I'm trying to think where I can fix this. I'm trying to think if this will be good enough. Worst comes to worst, I'll reload a backup save, but I'm pretty sure I can fix this. I'm just trying to think how many advances I'll have to adjust for. It'll be fine.
How long do you need to maintain this manipulation for?
Half an hour. So half the run, basically, for a good run. So coming up here is a trick also found by Sparcy. You'll probably hear that a lot. This is called Early Canyon. Let me just shit. Okay. I don't know if that was a... No, it will be an RNG advance because of the thing. Okay, that's fine. I was a bit worried because like that last step I think was actually a full step. I think I might have let go of R1 too early. That should be fine. Yeah, I can't believe I messed that up. It's not that hard. But yeah. So we'll see if this actually works. So we're gonna set up the RNG for Monochromon. If this doesn't work, I've got a backup save. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll just try and like brute force it. Chances are I won't get it. Oh, I forgot to equip Thunder Justice there. That's fine. Let's do it now. So, oh yeah, we got Thunder Justice. I forgot to say about that. Yeah, so we got that off the Solmon that we fought in the Grey Lord's Mansion. So what I'll need to do now is I don't normally hold. Oh, yeah, that's definitely wrong. Goddamn. That's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna show off Monochromon and hopefully show off Bergemon as well. I will need to reload the save. This also means we can't manipulate any further, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's whatever. So Monochromon, basically you get a load of customers coming in, and you need to raise a profit of 3,072 bits, I think. Bits is like the currency used in this game. So yeah, basically this is all RNG. I don't know where this is going to be. Normally it's manipulated. I have no idea where this is going to be. That started the same. This has started the same. It'd be pretty crazy if this actually, like, no. I was about to say, like, there'd be literally no way. So that there was a meat, that there was a porta potty. Essentially what you want is the medicine. We've actually got that in our inventory. But basically they're like the high selling items. You don't want meat, you want medicines, lots and lots of medicines. Porta potty's okay. But basically how it's determined whether they buy the item or not, or what items they want. There's like kind of percentages based on what Digimon it is. Like Gaborimon's less likely to run, but you've already seen 2 run. When they like leave the shop, you get 1 less customer, which is good in a speedrun if you manipulate it such that you actually get the bits that you need. For casual play, it's terrible. Like, you know, I'm just getting nothing here. This is how it works, basically. But yeah, that's medicine right there, which I got. Great. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but yeah, it's kind of dumb. Like, oh, another medicine. Okay, we might actually win this, which will be funny. The only issue is because we are not manipulating Bergemon now, because of this being like in a complete different RNG value that I have no idea what it'll be. Basically, what will happen is that I have a chance to softlock. There's a really dumb like thing about this game, which is I have no idea why it happens. It only happens for Bakamon, it seems. That if you go to Bergemon, you need to have both the correct position and the correct RNG to not softlock. And it's actually like, I think it's more in the favor of softlocking than not softlocking. It's ridiculous. I don't know. Yeah, we're probably coming up soon to the end. This is literally just mind smashing. Normally I'd actually be doing something like, you know, like doing raise cancels or stuff to like manipulate the customers into not just leaving straight away and actually like buying it, maybe buying it for a higher price, for example.
The Weedmons in particular are really unfriendly.
Yeah, Weedmon's like awful. These teachers seem to like waste your time. These Gotsumon here. They just seem to like ponder for a while whether they want to buy it. Like, you know, you like ask them like 5 times, you haggle the price like 5 times, and then they just be like, nah, I don't want it, and they just leave. And it's like, great. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this unless we get a few medicines coming up. That's another meat. Yeah, in the manipulated version actually, you have a 1% chance of Weedmon trying to get meat, and yeah, nowhere near. Yeah, so we got 500 bit there. So what I'll do is I'll see if we get the soft lock. If we do, then whatever. I'll reload my backup save, because my backup save is right after Bergemon, so that's fine. If we don't, well, actually, I need to load it anyway. What am I talking about? I didn't recruit Monochromon. Oh, that's different. That's fine. Normally there's a Garurumon there. I don't know why the time's changed. Did the hour like pass or something maybe? Oh yeah, you just saw a glimpse of Thunder Justice. Basically just summons a lightning bolt from the sky and just like just destroys. It's got the highest damage per second of any move in the game. So let's see. Oh, okay, it's fine. Can actually make it past this time. So we'll see if we soft lock. If we don't, regardless, I'm gonna reload my save just because we've already got Monochrome on that one. It means we're gonna have to do Piximon manip later, which is unfortunate. It means it will take an extra reset, but thankfully there is a backup manip for that. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so we'll do this consistent position, like you just hold up left. It's pretty easy. Raikou found that actually. So we'll see. It will soft lock, I think. Here, basically, Bergemon's meant to fly in. So here. Oh no, it actually worked. So we'll see how this goes. I might actually just get completely destroyed because I've got one small recovery, and his attacks do 900 damage. So yeah, these. Yeah, I'm dead. Nice. Yeah, so that's why we manipulated the fight. Chance of soft lock and pretty high possibility of death. That's fine. Again, got to save. We'll reload that and then we'll carry on. Kind of sucks that I have to do that, but you know, better than that than like just kind of calling it there. So yeah, this run is off to a great start. I think it's the third save. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to think. So once you beat Bergemon, like let's just pretend that we recruited him. Yay, well done me. We speak to Euromon, and he tells us that there's an invisible bridge that we definitely haven't already walked over. So the actual requirement for the invisible bridge is 6 prosperity points, and then you have to talk to Euromon. Early Canyon bypasses that completely. You can just go for it any time without speaking to Euromon with however much PP you have. I forgot to sell the other thing. I'll go up and I do that. So that's why I've been picking up these items to sell, because they're worth a lot. 31 MP, 4 medium recoveries, 4 meat. We want the meat. We're not actually going to feed Bakamon whatsoever in this run. We're going to treat him very cruelly, but we need the meat for something else later on in the run. So protection, various. These, like most of these are pretty obvious. Protection protects you from all status ailments, and various cures the status ailment. So the protection, we buy one of there because there's a fight later on in the run that's really rough actually. It's like you get flattened a lot, and flattened affliction is like basically the worst that can possibly happen. There's like a really long animation for it happening, and then when you actually get into it, you deal like almost 0 damage. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I was just wondering about that dodge. So we're going back into Tropical Jungle. This looks weird. I know I'm manipulating Piximon. I don't know what RNG I'm on, and that's important for this screen coming up after this one. It's called the Amada Forest, and it's based off the mathematical concept of or I suppose lottery concept of Ghost Leg, or the Amada Kuji, which is basically you kind of cross at any single intersection that you see to like get past it. So for example, if I were to like just carry on going up here, I would get shot by Centaurumon because he thinks I'm an intruder, which I mean I kind of am, but we don't want him to think that. Nice. We got that. 1 in 3 chance. So basically, yeah, there's like an X on 2 paths, and if you try to go for that, it will just like give you a big fat no, and then just send you to the start of the maze again. I didn't bother picking up those items. There was a medium MP there. I don't think I've even got space for the items actually, thinking about it. No, I don't think I do. So this is like, this leads to Ancient Dino region. We're just gonna say no, we don't want to go there. There is a recruitment there. It's Tyrannomon. He's 2 prosperity points, and he'd actually be a really good recruitment if not for the fact that you had to do 2 fights to get him and traverse like a massive area. I'll come up to why he would be a good recruitment later, and that recruitment is basically the kind of idea of this route. Basically, the whole point in this route was to minimize the amount of in-game days, which is why I said we skipped Drill Tunnel. So we want a big building in the city, and basically there's 4 buildings. There's a shop which we've just been in, which Monochromon opens. Betamon here opens a shop. We just recruited Centauromon, who opens one of the other big buildings, which is a hospital. And there's also, did I say there was a restaurant? There's a restaurant. And there's also a arena, which Greymon does. So we need those for a recruitment later on. And the restaurant, in the old route, we opened it with Meramon. But Meramon required it, like, I think it was like 4 days of training. 4 days? Something like that. 3 days, 4 days. I can't remember. So we're gonna actually, like, we're going back to this invisible bridge to actually trigger it, because now we need to Euromon to say something else, essentially. Also, I didn't wait long enough. Backamon's so slow. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's basically the whole idea behind this. So we didn't... I haven't reordered my items. Nice. Normally I do that during Piximon. I was meant to scold. That's fine. I should have also put Spinning Shot on for these fights. It's not that big of a deal because we're not manipulating these fights. But yeah, here's Euromon. He tells us, oh, there's bandits in the Great Canyon, which we were at when we tried to fight Bergermon and failed spectacularly. But we're going back to it now. So normally you get the money from Piximon. I did not account for that. That's fine. Just sell off some items. This might make things a little bit sketchy later on. We should be fine, I think. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. What am I doing? Okay, so we'll sell like 3 of these. Sell 1 of these. And we'll sell 1 of these. Sell 2 of these. Okay, so we need 1,000. Bergermon flies you to places that you've already visited. So it makes it really quick to get back to Great Canyon. If I could actually move, that would be nice. I still haven't put Spinning Shot on. For some reason, some screens you have delay in opening the menu, like this one. Some you don't. It doesn't really make much sense. Not much in this game makes sense, to be honest. Alright, so the reason why we want Spinning Shot here is because Ogremon is actually a free enemy fight. He has 2 Agumon goons with him, so we need to beat them as well. So Spinning Shot has free, like, kind of, I suppose, I don't know what the best way to say it, free shots, which means hopefully, best case scenario, we get like some triple hits going, or a triple hit going, because 1 hit KOs these Agumon, but it's fairly unlikely. Unmanipulated Agumon fights are really bad. I'm trying to think, oh, I don't have, that's fine, I can get something later. But I was just thinking like I needed extra chip to replace for shopping later. I needed something for nice interrupts. Yeah, I need some chips to sell later on for money. So Piximon usually drops one.
This is one of the main problems with Spinning Shot as opposed to Thunder Justice, that the startup time for the attack is very long. Like,
yeah.
All of the attacks in the game have their own like attributes, including a startup time. The startup time for Thunder Justice is very short, so it's actually difficult for the enemy to interrupt it, but it's really easy for them to interrupt Spinning Shot.
Yeah, definitely. Thunder Justice has like a longer vulnerability, like you can get hit easily on it, but it's very rare that you actually get interrupted when using it, or like, yeah, it's pretty unlucky to get interrupted using it. So these Ogremon drop HP chips. We need these. We've only got 1.2k HP at the moment, but we need a lot more than that because the final boss does like up to 18k per hit. So yeah, we kind of want to have a little bit more than 1.2k to ever have a shot at beating the final boss. So Ogamon's running off now. He's a tricky guy, so we have to go down here. So shout outs to the PAL version of this game, not the English version. We were lucky, us and the Australians were lucky enough that the English PAL version of this game worked. Any other PAL game, PAL version of this game, this Agumon wouldn't let you in. And it really messes up what you can actually recruit. This dodge is fairly, like, I needed to concentrate a little bit for that. Like, it's kind of tight. But yeah, so it kind of blocks your progression pretty hard, because there's so many things that these Ogamon fights actually lead on to, which is why it's actually worth doing them. So this here, if I can, there we go. That's called Agumon Skip. It's really simple because it actually is, but that's actually meant to be a boss fight. So you actually can't run from that if you mess it up. So Sparsy, yeah, he found that. And it saves a lot of time, despite its simplicity. So, yeah. So Agumon 2, not much has changed. They've all got a bit more HP, which means the Agumons can't get one shot by spinning shot anymore. It's unfortunate, but...
Something else that's noteworthy about the Ogamon fights as well, they're really awkward to get quickly unmanipulated like this, not only because of the fact that the other Agumon are running around and interrupting you, but also Ogamon himself, I want to say he has a high speed stat, which generally makes him more prone to blocking your shots.
Yeah. So yeah, the speed stat basically, oh. Nice! Oh, amazing. But yeah, like, speed stat determines your blocking and also your, what's it? Like, the kind of cooldown time between attacks. It doesn't speed up the attack animation, that's always the same. That's like a misconception some people have. Like, it speeds up the actual animation of the attack, it doesn't do that. It speeds up, it lessens the time between attacks, basically.
Basically, it increases the frequency of your attacks.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to pick up this HP chip here, and we're on to another skip here. I'm hoping I can see it well enough. It should be fine. But if we don't get this one, it's not as big of a deal. But we would like to get it, you know, for sure. It's not too difficult. There's a new setup, or I say new, it was found like a while ago. There's a setup now that makes it a lot easier and actually 100% consistent. Before it wasn't 100% consistent and it sucked losing runs to it. That's wrong. That should be fine, I think. Yeah. Okay. So this skips the Gaborumon. You basically clip slightly into the wall, just enough that the Gaborumon thankfully doesn't chase after you, but you can just walk straight past him. The thing is, we actually have to go back, so we still have to fight him, but we don't actually have to beat him. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna run from this, and essentially, I'm not actually sure how this works, but for some reason, normally when you have a fight, you actually, and you run from it, you actually get sent back to the beginning of, or sorry, the end of that screen, so where that bridge was, but for some reason you get sent to the elevator here, so it works out in your favour. Oh, nice, first try feed. So I'm going to feed these HP chips still, because we've got Garurumon coming up, which is a pretty difficult fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots on the run where an autopilot is used to teleport back to town, but it's basically random whether or not the Digimon will take it first try.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to, they'll refuse to take it, and then you scold them, and then they'll take it next time.
Yeah, so taking items is based off your discipline stat. Nice, just make sure I get up. Which is the thing at the bottom there, which just increased as I scolded. It's currently at around 40%, because essentially it's got two bars, where it's got a blue face and where it's got a yellow face. And essentially how the kind of formula for calculating whether it's going to take an item is your discipline plus 10 is like the percentage chance. So right now I'd have roughly about a 50% chance of him taking it without failing. Failing is not too bad because you can scold. Well, failing at the early part of the game, because there's actually something that we have timed coming up. So, like, scolding doesn't really waste all that much time because we have to waste some in-game time anyway. So the extra discipline helps a lot later on in the run, where scolding is not beneficial whatsoever. Like, it has there's nothing you're waiting for essentially, so you don't want to be wasting in-game time.
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, this recruitment sound plays twice. No idea why.
Discipline is otherwise fairly trivial though, because in a casual perspective, all it really dictates is like the likelihood of taking items like that. It also influences the lifespan of your Digimon.
Yeah.
But in a speedrun, that obviously doesn't matter at all, since we complete the game in one Digimon lifespan anyway. So all it really influences is the likelihood that an item will be accepted.
Yeah, so you got happiness above it, which also dictates lifespan. It doesn't really do a whole lot other than that. So this is Friesland. Normally we'd be RNG manipulating up to this point. The problem with this is that these snow particles actually advance the RNG like rapidly. So you'd have to basically spend the exact same amount of frames on each screen, and it's really dumb. Hopefully... Okay, good. There's a Digimushroom that can spawn there. It's random. Not sure what the exact chance is. But if it spawns there, you're pretty likely to get hit by that Ice Devimon and lose a bunch of time because you get into a fight with it. So here's Garurumon. Here's our substitute for Meramon as the one for a restaurant. We actually have to fight him twice. Nice. Let me let me do that quickly.
Ice Statue is terrible.
Yeah, that move they just used there is Ice Statue. It's really powerful, it's got a really high stun rate, and it's so quick. Like, it's impossible to interrupt, basically. Alright, apart from that first hit, that was an okay fight. So, yeah, both Ice Statue and... Ice Statue would probably be the better move to use over Thunder Justice just because of consistency's sake. But Thunder Justice is just so good. You'll see there, it stuns. You hopefully see a lot more of those from Thunder Justice, hopefully.
And different Digimon of different types get access to different move pools as well, so Bakumon doesn't even get Ice Statue, does he?
Yeah, he gets some ice moves, actually. He gets Giga Freeze and Winter Blast. But he doesn't get Ice Statue, unfortunately. There's not many that do get Ice Statue. I don't know, I think, yeah, most, water types get all the ice moves, so, stuff like Siegemon, Waymon, Sealamon, I should say. I always say Koalamon. It's apparently Sealamon. It's based off the Sealamon, but, I don't know. So, basically... What he said at the end was that we now have to fight him again when he's ready. He thought that was an unfair fight because I was helping him, which it kind of was, to be fair. Garurumon would have kicked our ass if I wasn't helping him. So he wants us basically to fight him again at a certain time, which we're going to do. And when we come up to that fight, yeah, it's a rough fight because you have no input in the fight whatsoever. You can't throw items, you can't give him the attack command. I should have said actually. So when I digivolved into Bakumon, my brain stat increased to above 100, which means I unlocked a new command in battle, which is attack, which essentially always uses your highest power move at any opportunity, which is obviously what we want. Your call is... I mean, it's our only move equipped, so it wouldn't change what attacks he used, but it may change his behavior in that he'd attack less frequently.
Sometimes the Digimon just stands there and does nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean he'll do that in attacking anyway, but he'll be less likely to do it at least. So we get told by Waymon, Ogumon's back. He's stealing some treasure, I think. He's stealing Waymon's treasure. If you actually go back here after, Waymon gives you access here. Basically, all that's there is one item called the Misty Egg. It lets you digivolve into Digitamamon. And evolution items in this game suck. They're really bad. They're
They don't
useful.
give you any stat ups, do they?
Yeah, they don't increase your lifespan and they don't give you any stat ups. It basically just changes your move pool. That's all it really does. So they're pretty pointless, to be honest. The only evolution thing that, non-natural evolution thing that does increase your lifespan and stats is the Monzaimon suit in Toy Town. If you go there with a Numamon, you actually get extra stuff. So here, there's Waru Siegemon. What we want to see from Waru Siegemon is him using his Aurora Freeze move. Not that one. We don't actually want to see that one too much because when he does that, this is the one I want to see because, oh, well, I interrupted it. But basically, that's an AoE move, and it will hit both Ogumon and Gabumon as well. And it deals a lot of damage, almost 1k. Thankfully, he used it right before I attacked. That's why we don't want to see that fight, that attack, because he just goes around in circles and it becomes a lot harder to hit. So what you're seeing from Ogremon there is the flatten status, which is why it sucks, because like it sucks even if you get it against the enemy, because they actually do like a really weak attack that's actually really quick to interrupt.
Not only that, but during the transition when they're transforming and de-transforming, they're also immune to damage.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the main issue, I think. Well, yeah. So because this is a safety save, and to save I slept, my timing's a bit weird. I'm gonna have to see where I'm at after this. So Ogremon says he's going to come to the city, and he doesn't, and he escapes in this greatly animated submarine. There you go. There's something that can happen at the end of that fight where well, I don't think it's actually Gabumon, but it shows Gabumon's like yelling and like running off, and for some reason the game can just hang there for a while. So nice. I'm late actually. If he takes this first I don't know what to do here. I'm trying to think. You know, I'm going to fight Greymon.
I assume you're coming up to where you need to reach Factorial Town at a certain
Yeah,
time?
so Greymon, after Greymon it's Factorial Town. Actually, I really shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna, oh no, never mind. Yeah, this might be really sketchy. Definitely not going to feed the chip. So he drops an offense chip after. I probably shouldn't have done that, thinking about it. It's fine. So worst comes to worst, we'll just train for a day. Takes a couple, like about 2 minutes or so. Nice.
I take it, if you do extra training, you'll need to make sure it's the right type of training that won't influence the wrong stats.
Yeah, so you'd have to do, because there's manipulations that involve fights coming up later, I will do HP training, because HP only like gives you like the smallest amount of offense, such that it wouldn't actually matter.
Yeah, Raiko found out the hard way that offense training does not work.
Yeah, offense training didn't work, unfortunately. I think it ended the Meta Mamemon fight too early, so you couldn't manip Mamemon. It was really unfortunate. No, I should be fine, actually, I think. I might be on the late side, but we'll see. So, Waymon, other than taking you back to Secret Beach Cave for the treasure, he also takes you to this place, Factorial Town. Yeah, this timing is okay. This screen's really awkward. It's like this Sukamon. During the day, you can like beat the cycle, because it's a Gargemon. There you can't. No, I'll be fine. I'll be on the later part, but I'll be fine.
So we do have another donation for when you put next round?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So yeah, we've got a donation from a runner from earlier today, TKY619. He donates an astounding £50.
Ooh.
Thank you so much, man. That's incredible.
Nice.
He was running donation incentives on his run, and he says, as agreed, his £40 from the incentives, plus an extra £10 for such an awesome event. Best of luck to all the runners. Let's have an amazing final day. UKSM hype. With a little smiley face. Thanks a bunch again. £50 is absolutely amazing, raising our total to almost 400.
Got to feed this. So there was a screen that was completely empty, and it gave me a message. Basically, I had to hit within 5 seconds before or after midnight. Midday also works, but essentially the Gargemon are having a lunch break, and usually you can't bypass there, but if you go during that time you can, and for some reason as soon as you do that they're on a permanent lunch break. Like I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I don't know what they like, to be honest, that takes them that long, but sure. So this is Giramon. This is why we have the protection. He has 3 moves, all 3 can flatten. There's one that's really quick and has a really high chance of flattening called Delete Program. He's also got Reverse Program, which is the one that we want to see because it's slow, and it also doesn't do very much damage, has a pretty low chance of flattening, to be honest. That's the Reverse Program, so that's good. Nice, good stun. And we didn't get flattened, perfect.
He also has DG Dimension, which is just super high damage.
Yeah, DG Dimension's the highest damage move in the game. Thunder Justice is second, but DG Dimension is so like, the charge up time on it is so slow. Like it's pretty easy to interrupt. That's DG Dimension right there. Like you see it do about 1,000. Oh, well, that was a high roll, I think. But yeah, that was pretty strong. So I wouldn't normally pick up this chip, but I don't have the MP chip from Piximon, so I'm gonna have to pick it up. Yeah. For some reason he's solid when he falls down, and it took us a while to realize that actually hate Wayne there, pussy strats. It took us a while to realize that he actually always goes to the center before he like just collapses. So sometimes if you're like too fast in mashing, he will actually just collapse on top of the chip and render it like unobtainable. But yeah, so we sorted out this problem with Giromon, so we're going to talk to Andromon here. And it's going to turn out that there is another problem in the sewers, and it's going to be the most difficult fight in the game. I say that like I'm joking, I'm not. I hate this fight. I always get flattened. Like, it should be such a trivial fight, but I don't know. I always get pretty bad luck with it. And like, flattening obviously wastes so much time. So like, a fight that should be completely trivial ends up like wasting me like 20 seconds or so.
Digimon is just literal garbage.
Yeah. He's also just like really awkward. Like he just like kind of runs around, and like I've mashed circle on him, and he just like still goes around for like a couple seconds after. Like literally no reason why. But that basically renders this like impossible to manipulate if you were to try and manipulate fights here. I don't know why you would, but yeah. I need to move this. Do I need to? No. That's fine. So yeah, as I said earlier, or as Draker said earlier, you're talking about prosperity points. Numon is only worth 1. He opens up the secret shop actually, which is actually something that we need. So actually Numon's a pretty important recruit here. Well, actually he's a very important recruit because he actually is what renders Angemon and Giromon to be recruitable. And they're both ultimate level, so in total that's 6 prosperity points, which is like over 10% of what we need. So it's really easy to do that.
And even though the fight itself went well, like the fight ended quickly, Numon also died in a bad spot because Digimon often need to move to a certain spot to start the next cutscene, and he had quite a long travel path, so that does waste a couple of seconds in and of itself.
Yeah, there's like certain like kind of things like that which you hope to be optimal, but occasionally just aren't. So this actually leads, they've opened the door now, and this leads to Gear Savannah. This is probably like my favourite area of the game, to be honest, but we don't really get to be here very long in this run. So here's Elecmon, rookie Digimon. He just zaps us 3 times and then wants to join the city. All he does is light it up. Doesn't really help, but it's a quick prosperity point, so yeah. We're going to avoid 2 things here. Like, there's Patamon. We could recruit him, but we're not going to. Because Patamon, you have to fight 3 times for him to actually recruit. So it's just not worth it. And below that, on the screen, is Biomon. Thank God Biomon's out of the route. It's pure RNG. It's just a straight up, like, 1 in 3 chance of getting it. I think Raikou holds the record for the most amount of tries, which, considering it's 1 in 3, he got 23 tries, which is like probably the most insane bad luck I've ever seen in my life. I think that beat Azure's previous one of 18. I don't think I've ever had that high. I think I managed to get around 12 or so. I think was my highest. But yeah, I think this was like one of the big things about this read I really liked. You just completely rid yourself of that.
It reduces the RNG, but it doesn't eliminate it because we just picked up the fishing rod.
Yes.
We're going to need to get Seedramon later.
Yeah, so we have this meet here for good reason. And yeah, it's coming up pretty soon. So yeah, that's the main reason we go to this. I mean, Sukumon's 1 prosperity point for free essentially. Because you don't have to do it. He doesn't give you a recruitment message, but he is actually recruited. There's a couple of Digimon in the game that do that for some reason. But yeah, we got something good coming ahead, and by good I mean absolutely fucking terrible. But language, apologies, flipping terrible. So we're gonna do off like we only do 2 shops in this run. That may have been a bit too many. That should be fine though. No, that was too many. Oh yeah, because I don't have the... Yeah, that's fine. I can sell a few of these. I'll probably just buy 2 actually, I think. Get rid of these. And then, yeah. So I'm gonna buy 2 protections here. Normally I'd buy 3. I think I can get by with 2 though. It should be fine. I say that, and the one that I will like forgo using it. I'm really not sure how I've lost that money though. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully we'll be fine with 2. Worst comes to worst, it will like lose us like a few seconds. So here we're speaking to Centaurimon. When you speak to Centaurimon, regardless of if you rest or not, he unlocks a recruit like later on, which we'll be getting to. But we're resting here 4 times to set up the time for fishing. Great part of the run. His timing's really weird. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I won't be out of time for sure, but like normally Bakuman doesn't poop there. It poops like a couple hours before that, but it's fine. I think it's because I slept, so like the cycles are a bit off. Like I slept where I wouldn't normally sleep. So because we've unlocked the secret shop from our Numamon recruit, we've actually got a Ninjamon recruit here. So he randomly just ambushes you as soon as someone's in the secret shop. He's just here. I remember having a run where I forgot to heal. This was like using a different, slightly altered route. And I forgot to heal after getting put to 1 HP for Elecmon. So I was like, okay, just say no to this guy. Apparently you can't say no. If you say no, he'll just be like, actually, I still want to fight you anyway. So I got confused. Oh, nice. So that sometimes happens for some reason. Normally if you get confused, you'll just be like stumbling around essentially. But for some reason, occasionally if you get confused, he'll still attack. Like as normal. So that didn't lose me any time whatsoever, and it actually turned out to be a really good fight. So we're gonna completely ignore this quick chip. It's just pointless. We don't need money and we don't need the speed.
There's also Palmon coming up, who can be a surprisingly large troll.
Yeah. I don't recommend anyone watches it, but I've got a highlight of a Palmon fight that I had during one of my 100 prosperity points attempts, and considering it's meant to be a one-shot, I lost 40 seconds on the fight. Just because he just kept like interrupting me and like just skipping around. Thunder Justice missing all the time. Oh yeah, and remember Sealamon from the start of the game? Yeah, we finally recruited him. All you need to do is literally just go back to him. But this is like the best time to go back to him because we're already like over here doing other recruits.
Sealamon is casually, this is normally where you get access to the first shop.
Yeah, so Sealamon and also Betamon together open up like a little store that honestly sells enough of what you need. It doesn't sell the protections, but apart from that, every other item that we get in the run is there. So if it wasn't for the protections, it'd actually be better if we just had those 2, because then you wouldn't have to enter the screen. But unfortunately not. It's just less travel. So yeah, here's Palmon. Hopefully he won't be a dick, but we'll see. I also need to heal MP actually really badly. Should be fine. Okay, I definitely need to heal MP for a manipulation coming up, otherwise it'll fail. So hopefully I'll be okay. Alright. See if I get. Oh no. Camera did scroll down. There's like a glitch that sometimes occurs that the camera just like doesn't. It just locks in place. So, fishing. This is Seedramon. Yeah. He's the bane of any runner, to be honest.
This is where in normal runs, most of your good attempts are just going to die here.
Yeah.
Just because the game wants them to.
That's a bad, really bad
It's
position.
completely random whether or not he takes the bait.
That'll do. No. So you see there's a pink heart. He swims around. It wastes about 18 seconds per try. It's about 20% chance. So, you know, getting it first try saves you a lot of time, and you know you can go upwards of like 10 minutes without getting it. Obviously, we're really hoping that's not going to happen, but it can. Not second try either. So we're kind of just sitting here waiting. Thankfully, the other fish aren't attracted to the meat. If that was the case, that would be really bad because they'd try and bite it as well. But thankfully, none of them are. I think the developers of the game were kind enough to at least do that, even though they weren't kind enough to program this entire thing. Oh. That can happen as well. Sometimes Digimon can. So what I've set up here, shouts to Sparty as well. He did this. Is what's called the fast catch method, which essentially I'm just gonna like get Digimon straight to shore. So normally you'd actually like put the bait in a position where he'd actually swim past twice, so it becomes a 40% chance. Oh. Okay,
right.
That's fine.
Still fairly fast.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't bad. But normally you'd be like wrestling with him essentially if you did that for like 2 minutes, just like hoping he wouldn't be just break the line like he did that first time. But sometimes he'll like try and swim the other way and he'll just break the line for the fast catch. Sometimes the game buffers inputs and it was asking me if I wanted to go back because I was mashing circle a bit too late. Doesn't matter. So Beats will land here. 2 of the easiest recruits in the game. This is why we do Digimon. Digimon actually was recruited there, so that's 2 prosperity points. And then we're also going to recruit Kabuterimon and Kawagumon. To do this, I can't remember what you need for Kawagumon, but for Kabuterimon you need the arena, so we had to do Greymon for that. Can't remember what it is for Kawagumon, thinking about it. I don't think it's anything.
I think you just need Kyutora.
Yeah. No, you can do Kawagumon first.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what it actually is. I think because I remember a lot of people thought that about Giromon as well. Like you thought like Giromon and Angemon share the exact same requirements, but people thought like, oh, you need to recruit Angemon before you can recruit Giromon. But that's not the case because I've definitely had runs die like back when I was new to running the game, just because you have to speak to Angemon twice to recruit him, and it's pretty easy to forget that. So. Especially when you're learning the game. So, we're going to do some RNG manipulation mid-run. We're going to do 2 encounters here. We're going to use this machine to save. Normally this like registers you for like the battle. There's like a 2-player battle mode in this game. It's really bad. But when you, I said about it earlier, but when you recruit, when you reset the game, essentially what happens is the game defaults to an RNG value that's known. So we can manipulate from there, and basically we're going to manipulate 2 encounters that would otherwise be a 3% chance of occurring. So yeah, basically we need to do this. It is how this run is as fast as it is.
You still need Pixelmon as well, right?
Yeah, I'll be getting that after, because you get sleepy after Mamemon. I loaded the wrong save. I forgot I was using the backup save. I was thinking, hang on a second. Yeah, nice. Wrong warp to the beginning of the game. Great trick. I'm gonna drink some water. I need to remember that for the Pixie one as well, because I'll have to do the same thing. Alright, so hopefully, sometimes this can fail. I'm pretty sure with the timing that I've got, it's okay. I think it's usually if the half-hour passes, which to me makes no sense. I'm not actually sure why that happens. Yeah. So I'll give a shout, because I haven't already, to Sid Montague, or Montag. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name. He found this manipulation. It's really fast, Metal Mamemon one. And then shout out to Raikou because he extended it into a Mamemon manipulation. So I need to feed MP here. So essentially the particle effects are going on screen, and I did a certain movement there, just so, hang on one sec, sorry. Okay, so he's there. Before you may have seen there was a Garomon there, but he's here now. So I had to do like specific movement, just so I was on, after I had fed the item, I was on the screen for like exact amount of frames. Okay, good, that actually worked, that's fine. Let's move these over here. So that was 2, right? So this is, yeah. Sorry, just thinking out loud. So I need to time these throws correctly. Okay, it's fine. So we should be set up for the Mamimon manipulation now. I don't think it's present in the Japanese version, but in the English versions they made a translation error and called Metal Mamimon Metal Greymon. I don't know, just a bit of useless trivia for you guys. But I don't know why it happens. Especially seeing as at the start of the game, there's literally a fight between Metal Greymon and Metal Mamimon. You think they would have got that right. But they did like a bunch of those sort of translation errors. Like they actually got Metal Greymon's finisher mixed up. Because you probably haven't seen actually. Yeah, but Digimon have finishers in this game. Hopefully you won't see that because they're slow. Oops. But Metal Greymon and Hercules Kabuterimon, or regular Kabuterimon, I can't exactly remember. But they mixed up the finishers' names. It's really dumb. They did a pretty awful job of translating this game, to be honest. They managed to get... so Giramon, when you recruit him, he puts a jukebox in the restaurant in the city. And if you try and access that on the American version of the game just crashes. Like, they had some sort of error in it, and the game just crashes if you try and use it at all. Yeah, I don't know. I love this game, but there's just so much wrong with it. So, we're going up Mount Panorama here. And on the plains, there's a chance of Mamimon spawning. Hopefully, if we don't mess this up, we'll actually get it. So here, we've got, these are the plains. So when we spoke to Centaurimon, we said there'd be a later recruit, and here it is. This is Unimon. He needs a healing item. Why did I put it all the way down there? That's really dumb. So yeah, once we heal him, he'll go to the city recruitment. He works in the shop. 1, 2. Okay, so Mamimon should be here now. I'm going to do this safe method. Yeah, good. He's a... when he turns... Oops. That might not have been good. It's fine. So this just guarantees me first try feed and decent enough fight. It's slightly slower than the non-consistent method, but... You don't want him to use that move that he used a bunch at the start. It's called Full Potential. It basically massively increases his stats. And if he increases it a lot, his speed will increase, so he'll block a bunch, and his defense will increase. So instead of doing like almost 1,000 that I was doing Thunder Justice, it'll do like 500. So Mamimon's a fight that if it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. So yeah, both of Metal Mamimon and Mamimon were ultimates, so 3 PP apiece. And we are going to actually do the third randomly spawning one now. I say randomly spawning. It's not randomly spawning, it's all manipulated. So you should take this. Good. So we'll go do that now. Unfortunately it's a bit of a detour, but it's fine. I have a slight... It's okay. The one thing I would like, but is not going to happen. Oh, there's going to be an encounter here. How do I avoid this? I could have avoided that. That's fine. I'm just going to play it out because I actually can't remember how you avoid it. You never actually run into this in any of the speedruns because when you do this in 100 PP, you actually would have Metal Etamon recruited by this point, so it's fine. But it's just easier to do that than run, go back, and probably end up messing up the dodge again. Although, to be honest, I think I messed it up in a way that I could have easily fixed it, but whatever, it's fine, it's all good. So we're going to go really old school here with this manip. This is the first 100 PP Piximon manip. This was actually found back when we didn't realise that the RNG of the game was tied to the BIOS, so we couldn't actually do any routing on emulator, which resulted in Sparsy, shouts to him again, he did all the 100 PP manips doing it on console, so he was like resetting like this every single time just so there would be a method of getting Piximon. Turns out Piximon is literally just re-enter that screen 4 times and it'll be there. So pretty easy backup, thankfully. But yeah, so I can't remember how the fight actually goes, and I don't have a protection for it. So, well, I do have a protection. I don't want to use it for Piximon though, and I don't have any. I've got 2 various, don't I? That'd be fine. I think the fight starts off with a stun anyway, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that though. Alright, so I need to actually count for difficult, I don't know, but... Okay, 1. 2. 3. It should be here this time. If it's not, I don't know what to do. Alright, sick. Oh, I'm not... Okay, I'm gonna have to... how can I do this? Oh, that's not good. I'm probably going to actually have to do another shop anyway. Feeling a bit low on items. Oh, nice. Nice. I don't have other various to fix that. So, yeah. Piximon can really suck. Bear in mind, this is like in the starting area of the game. So you can just like go there if you randomly encounter it with your Agumon. Like, or Gabumon. Okay, finally got a stun going. Good. So yeah, you can... Oh, for God's sake! So I got flattened there as soon as I stunned. So... absolute waste of time. It's an awful fight so far. Alright, at least I avoided that.
When you say about randomly encountering Piximon with your rookie as well, I'm not lying when I say that actually happened to me casually as a kid. I still remember that. Yeah,
it can happen. Oh, this attack, I'm gonna just time this. So yeah, that was... yeah, nice plan. I think using the protection there would have definitely been the better idea. But that attack that he just used there's his finisher. But that attack there that he used, where he's played out a load of bugs, has a really original name. It's called Bug. And basically, it does a load of damage and can also have the opportunity to hit twice. Still got another hit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I definitely need to heal. Cool.
Hey, you've got your finisher at least.
Yeah, there you go. I can show off Backerman's finisher. It's beyond ridiculous. Alright, I might as well just buffer it. So I'll get it as soon as I... oh, he's going to interrupt. Oh no.
So when you're using these, you alternate R1 and L1 to charge it up, and then it does increase damage.
Yeah. Oh, I really need to heal to full. I've got Garurumon 2 coming up. So if I die to Garurumon 2, this is all for naught, because I have to do this again. So, that's awful. I can't autopilot. If I autopilot, I'm left without one. Which means I've got this Aurora Mon again. It's not too bad though. Oh, well, I was going to do a second shot. What am I... oh, fuck's sake. Sorry. Language. So yeah, I'll do this shop. So I didn't pick up the MP chip, did I? That's fine, I got some money from Piximon anyway. So I can just do that. Oh, I've got tons of money. Just buy 11 of those. Could have also used the protection because I'm going to buy enough. Oh wait, no, I don't have protections. So only Monochromon sells protections. Unimon sold something else. I can't remember what it is. I need money actually anyway because I need to fly to Friesland. No, I'm going to play it really, really safe, and I'm just going to do another save here because I don't want to have to like reload and do Piximon again. But this fight you can definitely die on. Oops, that's not what I was meant to do, but that's fine. Saves anyway. So yeah, Garurumon 2, alluded to this earlier. Awful fight, awful. Had a run that was like record pace. Oh, no. almost flew to a Great Canyon there. I had a run that was record pace like a couple of days ago. Died to this. Like literally just straight up died. Couldn't do anything. It's pretty great. It should be daytime. Yeah, it is daytime encounters. So if I get the Digimushroom, it shouldn't affect me. But yeah, basically you can just get like ice statued into stun like straight away at the start. So we don't want to see that. No stun at least. Oh, he's got extra health. I really need to hit this. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God. Yeah, if I missed that, I wouldn't have had enough MP to have got another hit in. So
you can't use MP floppies in that fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could have been really bad. But we're fine, we're fine. Okay, so now all I've got left is Angemon and Giramon recruits, I believe. Yeah. So unfortunately we have to take another trip to Factorial Town to visit. Well, actually, we have to go down into the city first, because for some reason, like some arbitrary requirement, because for those recruitments, you have to have all 4 buildings, all 4 major buildings, but for some arbitrary like reason, you have to actually have been in the city to have like activated it. So I have to go down and up again to make them recruitable. I forgot that in a run once as well. That really sucks. Still daytime encounters, I think. Yeah, it is. Good, cool. Did not want that to happen. I think it's okay. I think he'll just be doing circle. Yeah, he won't bother us. We're fine. Yeah, he can poop at like really inopportune times. So here's some backstory. This is where, like, you can see the number 100. This is where he tells us that actually, like, it's been going on for 100 years. And it also explains why Hero never the protagonist of the game, never needs to, like, go to the toilet or eat or anything. It's only the Digimon that do, because for him it's, like, no time at all. I hate that dodge. I can never do it optimally, but doing it optimally is pretty scary. I think I should have maybe taken Gurumon's HP chip just as safety precaution, but I think if you play Machinedramon, who's the final boss of this game, by the way, if you play him correctly, you shouldn't die. Can happen if you're super unlucky, but it's so rare. Like, you have to be ridiculously unlucky to actually die against him if you don't play recklessly. Nice. So this is what I'm talking about with the late game encounters, late game feeds. You really want good discipline for them, just so you got a bad chance. This is a bit of a misconception. Like, a lot of people say Siegramon is the worst, and they're right. But you have to like think like just because you get first try Siegramon doesn't mean you're guaranteed a really good run. Because feed luck at the end. How am I going? It's fine. Just talk to him from the side. So he's told us that Mount Infinity's open. And we're actually going to autopilot out of this house. So this is Edgemon skip, easiest skip in the game. And basically, if you walk out the house, Edgemon will just ambush you. He'll just fly into you and start a fight. Because there's like a trigger, like sort of semicircle outside the house. But if you autopilot, you get put at the bottom of the screen anyway, so you don't have to deal with it. So there's Palmon's meat farm. We never had to visit that. So yeah, turns out final dungeon's been right under our nose the entire time. There's been a waterfall blocking that. There's still been no way to bypass that, and I'd be very surprised if there is. So here's Mount Infinity. Pretty rocking soundtrack. You only get to hear like the first couple of seconds of it on each screen though, so apologies. but it's fuck's sake. Apologies. It's filled with really difficult dodges. Most of them, like I practiced them enough that they shouldn't be too bad. There's one dodge in particular though that's really difficult. If I get it, I'm not gonna be too distraught because it's not like almost given, but like you really shouldn't get it. But if it happens, it happens. It's happened to me. Like I had the record for a while when I had that happen to me. Like my 1:12.08 run was like record for like a couple weeks, and it had an encounter in like right at the end.
I just want to point out, you
Yeah.
don't need to apologise for swearing here.
Oh, is it fine?
No, say whatever the fuck you want.
Fair play. Oh, I don't have enough MP. That's fine. Cool. All right. If that's the case, if that's the case, then I can say that Digimon's a fucking cunt. Because this guy, yeah, this dude, like he blocks. He's got such a high speed stat. He's got Megalo Spark, which stuns. I'm not going to use a protection for this fight. You want to normally, but I didn't have enough money at the time. Finally got a stun. There's also another thing which you can do. It's so rare. I've never had it happen to me on Japanese. I've had it happen to me once on English. Bear in mind, I've been running the game for 3.5 years now, and I've had it happen once before. I had a semi-soft lock once, but basically he can soft lock here. He'll like fly off screen, and then like the game will just hang there. It's so rare that I haven't bothered to do a safety save, but if it happens, then yeah, whatever. Okay, we didn't get it. But I suppose now would have been probably the time where I would have got it, if ever. Maybe it's not even possible in Japanese, who knows. So here's like a slight wall clip to avoid this Rockmon. And this one coming up here is the hardest encounter in the game to dodge. So there we go. I promise you it is actually hard, but that made it look fairly trivial. But
like each enemy basically has their own aggro range where they'll just dive for you as soon as you get within a certain range of them, and the point of that is just to aggro him and then immediately backtrack so that he gets out in the middle of the path.
yeah, exactly. And like the range there is so small, and you don't have much time to like kind of start running away again. So okay, well, I'd like to have said this was encounters, but we had two. Two encounters I should never have seen, but yeah. So up there's Megadramon. I don't know why I'm pointing. I mean, you can see me, but yeah. Up there's Megadramon. No, you can't see him at all. He's optional. He's good for 100 PP. I mean, he's required for 100 PP, but he's an optional boss. We don't need to fight him. You just need enough PP to get into this dungeon. There's a category. I say category. It's not a real category. It requires hardware manipulation. Called open disk tray, and you can open the disk tray to basically mess up the game's loads. Oh, I was meant to use protection. I also don't have any various. That should be fine though. Why did I don't mess up too bad? What was I saying though? I was saying about
Open disk tray.
open disk tray. So basically, you can actually skip Metal Greymon and Machine Dramon fights. The run's actually only like I've got the fastest time in that in like 9 minutes 43, I think. Was it 44? 44. It's 44. And basically, you do like the reason it's so short is just because you can actually just recruit Centauromon, mess up the game's warp, and then when you go into the hospital, you're in Mount Infinity. You can mess up the warp so that you skip Metal Greymon and Digimon fights completely. It's pretty cool, but it's not the best idea, to be honest. I'm never going back to beat that because this is right. I've got my like transformer, like power supply on my PS2 because it can't read discs without weight on it for some reason now because I messed up the disc tray because I did so many runs of that. Yeah, so don't do it. It's not a good idea. If it was working, I would have liked to have just like kind of, you know, just shown off, like skip Digimon, because chance that I wasn't going to be a proper one anyway, but whatever. So yeah, here's Analog Man and his pet Machine Dramon. It's all like pretty neat thing here. I mean, I think it's pretty neat.
This is the final fight of the run as well.
Yeah, and it's by far the most dangerous. as I said earlier, he can do up to 1.8k damage because he has Thunder Justice as well. So I'm not going to throw my protection straight away. I'm going to see what he does first. I'd rather take the stun and just make sure I live. On like record pace or like a good run, I would just throw the protection because it's just worth it. Okay, he's just Megaton punched. That's actually probably the worst thing to see. I want an MP here. Oh, okay, that's decent. Yeah. The worst thing to actually see is Megaton Punch, despite it being his, by far his weakest attack, because it can actually interrupt you. If he uses Thunder Justice or his other move or Range Beam, that was a good throw actually. Oh, nice. Sick. So, yeah, if he uses Thunder Justice or Range Beam, you can always get your own Thunder Justice in, whereas if he uses Megaton Punch, you get interrupted. It really sucks. Like there. We'll just see.
Time is also kind of...
Oh yeah, time is when HP hits 0, so... yeah, I'll call it. Alright, hopefully it should just be one more hit if I get good range. Nope.
No. The next hit is time.
Yeah.
If he doesn't block.
Time. Yeah, time. I don't know one at a time. What was it?
Do you want to give a guess? Come on, give a guess.
I'd be like 1. The actual run itself wasn't abysmal, so I would say roughly maybe like a 120 because of the slots resets and having to reset the Pixelmon and stuff.
More around 124.
124. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So
Yeah. It's underestimate, yeah, and I was actually a bit worried because I thought I set my estimate a bit low. To be honest, I was like really worried about slots. To be honest, apparently
well, at least
that was.
you were in the estimate range then. So.
I mean, like,
yeah, you outdid Drax, so.
I can like say from watching your run that yours looked a lot cleaner than this. So it was like riddled with mistakes that like may not have costed like, well, they did cost quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So. Here's the ending. We get transported by Edgemon, who we've never seen, and we get a reunion in the city with Dramogamon, who we've never seen, Leomon, who we've never seen, and Greymon. Like, I don't know what the developers were thinking.
Such
like,
a great reunion.
yeah, exactly.
All
my
these
long
people
lost
we've never
friends.
seen.
So, yeah. You say, oh, great, you know, and then you get walked back to the real world. But if you start the file again, you just get put back here for some unknown reason. And it's fairly faint actually from what I can hear from the audio, but every single time you do the credits, there's an audio glitch where it'll just like do like the last couple of notes of like the teleport sound. But yeah, that was Digimon World 1. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, just to do some admin at the end of the stream, we're actually on we're on £386.76 right now. So if that means if we somehow, somewhere, get a £14 donation, we'll have broken the £400 mark. So please, if you can, donate, because we're trying to raise money for Médecins Sans Frontières, a global charity, and they could really use your help. Now, we're going to be going to an intermission for a little while, but don't go anywhere, because at 2:25 PM BST, we're going to be running Super Monkey Ball 2 on the expert category on the GameCube with Amiibo. So please come back for that. But for now, we're going to be transitioning you to some music. So let's listen to the music.